Hi YouTube, Pavel from My Prime Shop here, and today I'm actually a guest in the house of fitness model Csenge Pallag. So we're gonna question Csenge about competitions and especially fitness bikini competition criteria. Please tell about yourself, what's happening in life and what's your next competition.
Hey guys, my name is Csenge and the next competition, this year I'm planning to compete for my IFBB Pro card.
How is it to be on the fitness stage? What do you feel like? How is everything from inside? I mean, backstage is posing and pumping before that. Like, how do you feel when you're there?
Yeah, it feels like amazing. Like when you are about to step on stage, I'm usually just like super excited and like seeing all the other girls lying up. Obviously we're getting pumped up for a stage for like half an hour before stepping on stage. I love the whole process.
When you're actually doing that pump up behind, which muscles you working on?
Usually shoulder. That's what, you know, in bikini the judge is looking for, like a nice shoulder pump.
Just shoulder especially, or is it more hips and shoulder ratio?
Yeah, they're looking for hips and shoulder ratio.
What is the hardest in preparation? What would you say, like, what is the biggest hurdle for you?
The hardest, it's the last few weeks when I'm going through like a carb depletion phase, when I don't have too much carbs and feel like my brain doesn't work in the last few weeks. Yeah, probably that's the hardest part for me.
So nutrition definitely not the training process?
No.
When did you start not exercising? When do you start to train with the plan? Because as we know, if you're training without any certain plan, you're just exercising. So when was for you that a Rubicon when you said like, okay, now I'm actually training to be a fitness professional and compete?
Oh, that's a really interesting question actually. 2015, so that was the first time when I decided I want to compete. Before that it was just my hobby and my passion, but 2015 was when I started following a plan and to get ready.
So now we're talking, you're like 5 years into it roughly?
Yes.
And what got you into fitness competition? What was the driving motivator?
That's an interesting question, because for a very long time I did not want to compete. So I have a lot of friends from Hungary who used to compete around 2010, and I seen them going through, and I see them like struggling a lot, like after competitions, mentally, like, you know, gaining the weight after like being super lean. I just seen that and I said like, I never want to go through that. 2015, I trained with another girl in the gym, and she was starting to talk about like competing, and then I had ideas like, I should maybe just try just once, like how does it feel, and then I just fall in love with it.
Fair enough. And also you do personal training, obviously, as all the fitness competitors, we do personal training, that's what we do. How long are you a personal trainer for? Because by the way I know Csenge is through one of the biggest gyms in UK. She is, we used to work together basically. And tell me, when did you start personal training? Because when I was working with you, you did not start yet, as much as I remember.
I was a manager, so I'm still a manager, and on the side I do personal training. Full-time job is still management. And
do you do now, with this coronavirus situation, you do more one-to-one personal trainings or more Zoom sessions?
Because right now you're not allowed to do one-to-one.
You are.
Are you really? I didn't know that.
You are, if it's outdoors. If it's not indoors, it's actually permitted.
A lot of my clients want to train outdoors, so it's really cold outside.
By the way, also regarding your clients, like how big is the percentage is the males and females clients?
So it's mainly girls, but just before the last lockdown I was about to sign a guy actually, and I was really annoyed with the last lockdown because of that. So I was really happy to have a guy who wanted to train with me. How
important is social media on fitness bikini competitions? Because I know in Mr. Olympia it's super important. It's literally Phil Heath was winning just because he had more following, and Kai Green started to go on top because he had even more following, I think. He's more public figure. Seriously, they judge him as how big impact on social media that character has.
But the impact is big, but I believe when you are on stage, they're judging you on your physique.
But do they know you?
Well, if you've been competing for a while, then they should know you.
But let's say there is the two girls more or less even, like everything is fine, and there is like one of them have 1 million followers, another one have, let's say, 5.
I do believe when you are on stage it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, yeah. What would you suggest to people who are just starting to at least to think about fitness competition? What would be their first steps? Where do they need to go?
First step is find a good prep coach who you really trust, I think. And then the second would be posing. That's so important. Just to walking in a posing shoes, you be confident. That's really, really important.
With the posing, you mean just a couple of sessions just to get choreographer to guide you there, or it needs to be as a training, it also needs to be a posing, like one session or 5 sessions a week?
I think what I would do if I would start, I would have someone to do like a professional session and just to learn the basics.
Yeah.
And then from then you can practice at home, even every day, like 5 or 10 minutes, just a few times a week. Do your own thing, you correct yourself in the mirror. And then when you think you need a bit more help, then do another session with someone professional.
Okay, let's talk numbers. As a person who already done it a few times,
Yes.
How much would it cost to have a personal trainer and a coach who prepares you for a stage? I mean, would you go with 1 session a week, 2, 3, 4?
So a prep coach would cost between £150 to like £300 a month, but that's online.
Yep.
So he's not in there with you in person. If you wanna train with a personal trainer, that's an extra cost for you.
Yeah, we know about personal training because we are
Yes.
we are ones. And what about
Posing?
Posing those.
Posing is around £70 per hour.
Actually, in choreography studio.
Yes, it's in a studio. And I think now, because of the situation online, you can probably get it a bit more cheaper. For me, it's actually included in my
package.
online in my package.
Do you need to pay some hidden fees at competitions to participate in them, or how much your bikini cost?
Bikini is between £300 to could be £800. Traveling, being in a different country.
Yeah.
I actually never traveled to compete. I always competed in the UK. So this year is going to be the first time. We can talk about after when I know all the hidden fees. But obviously there is a price to sign up for the competition.
And how much is it?
It's £150 to £180, I think.
Okay, something between. Okay, same as a preparation coach, basically.
Yes.
Okay, one more fee just to enter the stage, yeah.
And then we haven't talked about 10 makeup.
Another
So
300.
usually I do my hair. Makeup in the UK, I always find someone who would do it just because of my Instagram, so I can promote the makeup artist on my Instagram. So
But is there some special makeup for competitions
yes,
or no? Yeah,
definitely something really special.
Like,
You need
tell me, what's
like
the main difference?
Stage makeup. So you need to look at obviously your skin color because you're a lot darker. It just needs to look really like sparkly on the stage. So this has to be like a stage makeup. So it's not like a normal going out makeup.
Not like camera makeup or something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Food. Let's talk food. How much you spend on the prep? Because probably you're eating less, but at the same time you're probably eating more quality products, which of course obviously more. And how much would you spend on food?
I actually haven't counted how much I'm spending.
Yeah.
But I eat like chicken, tilapia, veggies.
It's normal things as before. Just,
Exactly,
okay, so
very
nothing
clean.
crazy, yeah.
And then the extra would be maybe supplements.
How much would you spend if you wasn't sponsored? Tell me.
Wow, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from bikini, is there something else girls need to have? So they have
Jewelry.
makeup, jewelry, and
That's-
shoes.
Yes.
And shoes. Okay, and jewelry is needing some high-end stuff. It has to be like a huge thing.
Usually it's earring,
Yeah.
bracelet. That's for the girls would, and maybe some sparkly ring, really.
So we have jewelry. Is there some difference between normal shoes with high heels and posing shoes?
And there is a lot. It's a big difference. Looking for a clear shoes. This is how it's called. So basically it's making your feet or like your leg look longer. So it's basically a stripper shoes. I don't understand when girls getting new shoes. They all look the fucking same. The fucking posing shoes. I have one for 5 years and I don't see the point to buy another
there is
one.
no one.
It's like, what the fuck? I mean, I'm maybe not as girly girl as everyone else.
No, but what's the point?
Yeah,
what's the point? Like no one really will look at the shoes realistically.
Like,
No.
what the fuck? It all looks the same.
True. And regarding bikini itself, it has to be sparkly as much as I know, like as much
Yes.
sparkly as possible.
Yes.
Push up, not push up, or what is it?
Push up definitely when you don't have silicone boobs.
How do you balance between your preparation, right? So when you're in that focus stage, when you have the routine and your actual personal life, when you're with your partner going out and eating wherever you want, is there balance? Can you balance that at all?
It's hard. It's really hard. The last 3 years, I didn't really date no one, so it was no me going out. So when I was prepping, I was at home and in the gym, and then I didn't do nothing else. But there was a time when I was in a relationship and it was hard to not be able to go and eat. Actually, my ex was really mad at me, not able to go on our anniversary in a restaurant to eat. So it's not, it's
All right, so you're that focused. If it's competition, it's competition.
Yes.
You're literally counting every single 10 calories, yeah?
Exactly.
What is your plan for near future regarding competitions? What's the next big event?
I'm competing for my IFBB Pro card. That's the goal. I don't know how long that's gonna take, but that's the goal.
Hopefully the next one, hopefully the next competition, but as we know, is because of this COVID stuff, competition gets cancelled one after another one. It's really unfair on athletes because they're preparing for that particular day, on that particular, let's say, week, or sometimes month, whatever the season is long. 1 day or 2 days before that you're going to say, no, it's cancelled or something, right?
Yeah,
and you never know, and it's very frustrating because you did all your dehydration, isn't it? How many days before you do your dehydration and all that stuff? So let's say competition is on Saturday. So 1 week before, what do you do?
Increasing the water. Say I drink 6 liters of water
A day,
normally. So from 6 it's going to go up to 10 to 12 until Wednesday.
What's the point of it?
So when you drink a lot, you go into the bathroom. We slowly stop drinking. So the day before, you drink 1.5 liter. So going from like 10 liters to 1.5 liters. So you didn't see the point. You don't drink that much. On a day, it's like a half liter.
So we're talking 3 days before you start to cut it down, or how many days before? So first you artificially you increase your intake.
Yes.
Before that, how many days before actual competition you start to cut down?
So Saturday is the competition.
Yeah.
So Saturday you're drinking half liter. On Friday you drink 1.5.
Okay, so 2 days before you're falling down from 10 liters to 1.5,
Yes.
then half, and then competition.
No, the competition is the half liter.
On the day, yeah. Okay, so 2 days basically without water.
That's how I did it before. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what's the plan for the next one. Working with a new coach now. So
What about salt balance? Is there any instruction regarding salt? Like how much salt do you need to intake and alcohol just before? Because I heard 1 day before some athletes drink 50 grams shots of cognac, and obviously that stimulates even more dehydration. Basically, we're just talking about water, and there's lots of people actually using diuretics, I know, just to go to bathrooms more and just...
Yeah, it's depend on the coach wise. He think if it's need to do anything like that. Usually, I usually don't drink alcohol at all, so I'm usually skipping that part.
Carb reload,
Yes.
right? On the how many days before? How do you do that? Competition is on Saturday. What's your carbohydrates from Monday?
So it's a depletion before.
How many days?
Okay, let's say a week. Yeah.
Okay, so you said it's a week. All right, so a
Yeah,
week
let's
before you
say-
start to fall from the cliff, goes gradually, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, 2 days before or 3 days before you're on zero carbs.
Yes.
And when is the
increase.
moment when you start to eat all the sweets and all the stuff? Is it a couple of hours before stage or a day
It's a couple
before?
hours before stage. Usually I do like a clean carb load, so it's like
Why usually it is the choice of indulgence for you?
no, it's not my choice. It's the coach.
Right,
Usually
rice.
it's like rice cake, potato.
Okay, some pasta and all that stuff, yeah. So, but nothing sweet, nothing crazy like
not
to boost your.
pasta. No pasta.
Not pasta, yeah. Okay, so we're
Especially
talking.
for me, gluten is not. So we're talking.
Just because of gluten, though.
Yeah.
All right, and the sugars in general, like there's some caramel, like waffles or something. Can you eat that, or is it just too high glycemic index having products?
I would not eat that. No.
Yeah,
Usually
okay.
it's not there. So when you do, it's mainly rice cake before as well.
So I know some guys who did a competition. They said like just before stage, they was using those caramel waffles because they're super
And maybe for guys,
high of sugar, and they were like, yeah.
not for bikini.
Basically, the point why the people eating just before, when you're depleted on the carbohydrates, you're looking very, very dry. And a few hours, and maybe some people even a day before, they start to eat a lot of carbohydrates. The whole point is your muscles receiving the glycogen, and they're actually looking fuller because of that. But fat is not really there yet. So you look actually uncut and big at the same time. So that's the whole point why it's done, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, and my next question is, imagine yourself 5 years ago when you just started to compete, start to think about training as training, not exercising. What would you suggest to yourself back then, knowing what you know now?
Believe in yourself.
Is there some mistakes you did? Maybe you wasted time where you're not supposed to be wasting time on it or something.
Ask more questions, because I was asking you questions and I should have done more, I think. just because you're constantly learning, like you're learning the way you do it. And obviously I didn't know anything, especially because it's a different country. I didn't know where and how to start here.
There'll be like ladies watching us and would like to start with the competitions. Where would they need to start? What would be the first steps? Where shall I go? What shall I type in Google? Where shall I click on?
I think find a good coach who gives you information, what you need to know about
how
federations.
to find a good coach?
I would listen to like podcasts or YouTube videos for people who compete already, or maybe someone is on where you want to be. Like, let's say if you want to be an IFBB pro, watch someone or follow someone who is there already.
Okay, and that's probably it. What I would like to ask Csenge, unless you want to tell me something more. No, really, that was enough, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Thank you for your attention, guys, and that is it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.